You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. 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 You ready?
It's the Queen of Royal Badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
And books around concepts and hooks, session to session to get thoughts manifesting, stressing to hit the world with a blessing. A lot of people often ask, cool, but how you giving back? The way I give back is through the knowledge of my raps, like a gym. For all my people caught out on the limb, who be giving in, caught out on the stem, who don't want to win.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I am your host, Robin Ayers. I'm with you all Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. And, hold on. Hey! Happy birthday, Grand Poopa! Yes! Now, if y'all don't know about that classic hip-hop right there, you know, come through. That was, Andy, that was the jam, okay? Andy knows what's up. He's always on point. Listen, happy birthday to Grand Poopa. Happy birthday to K. Michelle, too. She's doing her thing over in the country, you know, world and all of that stuff. So good for her. Good for her. Happy Monday to you all. Hope you had a great weekend. Mine was busy. Yeah, I tapped out. Ultimately, I tapped out because the weekend was so crazy for me. I see you guys, Raw Squad, over here joining us in your in the chat. If you guys want to call in at any point in time today, you can do that by calling 1-800-920-1580. But it looks like y'all already getting it taken care of inside the chat. I love when you guys are engaging with us. That is one of my favorite things about this show. So shout out to you guys. And it looks like I'm behind on the news. I guess this happened earlier today, but Denver Broncos released Russell Wilson. But he said he's excited for what's next. So, you know, he's going to land on his feet, we are sure. Also, shout out to Morehouse HBCU. Morehouse hosted the cast of A Different World over on their campus. It looked like it was lit. I have this newfound passion and love for HBCUs. Maybe because my kids have been accepted to Hampton. I don't know what it is. But, yeah, shout out to my kids. Shout out to all HBCUs. But Debbie Allen and Sinbad, they also participated, but it was on Zoom. And Sinbad has since spoken out, and he's thanked everybody for the love. He's so shocked that everybody knows who he is, even the college students. You know, how could we not know Sinbad and Debbie Allen, these icons? I feel like that's all the updates I have for you. I want to go ahead and get straight into the Raw Report because we got a lot to talk about.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
We are talking about the responsibility of those who have platforms, large platforms, smaller platforms. Well, if you have a voice online, what is the responsibility? Are there dangers that come along with what you say? Can it be misinterpreted? We're talking about all of that because we have a few examples. And we're going to get to them all. But I also want to say Meek Mill, he said, listen, I'm addicted to social media. And this is Meek Mill, he has a very large platform. He's a rapper, very famous. So if Meek Mill is saying that, imagine people who don't have as big of a life as Meek Mill. They are on social media. They are listening to what we say. I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples of how we can take things on social media. Jess Hilarious, she says, comedian Jess Hilarious, we've spoken about her recently. She is the newest co-host on The Breakfast Club. She says she regrets the jokes that she made about Chadwick Boseman before he died. See, she said something on her platform. Was it harmful? Were there consequences? We'll break it all down for you on the other side, because I'm even going to play my own video. And we're going to talk about it, break it down. Was it dangerous, what I said? And I'm willing to be taught. I'm willing to be, receive criticism, but I also want to explain my point of view. So again, we are talking about responsibility of those who have platforms, and I am here with a fantastic guy who actually has a platform as well. And I personally believe he is doing great things with that platform. Several platforms that he has, and he's doing fantastic things, but he's also going to be able to weigh in on this topic. We're going to get to it all on the other side. You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on the Raw Report.
You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
THE Health and Wellness Centers, celebrating 50 years since 1974 when it started as THE Clinic for Women. Then, THE Clinic for Women became THE Health and Wellness Centers, providing quality care for everyone. Learn more at tohelpeveryone.org.
Psst. Hey, I have a secret. I use Secret Whole Body Deodorant because more than just my armpits stink.
Oh, can I use it where my bra rubs under my...
Oh, yeah.
And what about down there? My...
Totally. 4 out of 5 gynecologists would recommend it. So I tried it, and now I get 72 hours of freshness from my pits to my...
Ooh, I love that it's a spray.
Me too. And it comes in sticks and creams too. Go get your Secret Whole Body Deodorant.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Linking social justice and climate justice all year long.
We're unapologetically progressive.
KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
And today, I am so excited to be joined in studio by our guy, your guy, Nightcast Media's Nick Hamilton. Hello to you, Nick. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you again, Miss Incognito. I mean, you've been out in the way. You've been on vacation. You over there
I'm doing all the
The
things.
Greek
I'm
idols.
healing. I'm living. I'm happy. I'm going places. I am
I see
chilling
you
with
out
friends.
there. You out there hitting. You out there doing two-a-days out here in
I
these
was-
media streets.
Yeah, I was doing two a days yesterday. Sat me down though. Sat me down. And you know what? Yeah, because you
But,
know, like.
ladies and gentlemen, I just want to let y'all know Robin did not invite me to any of this stuff. So
Oh wow. Okay.
my feelings are no longer hurt now. I have to
Okay,
get it off
okay.
my chest.
You got it off your chest. You know what?
Sing
My
with your chest.
bad. My bad. This is my bad. You know what? That was real. That was real. Okay, so but you were out at tell us what you actually had an update for us before we get into our topics. I want to be quick about it though, because
Yeah.
we got to get our other topics. But you were tell us where you were in the clip that you sent me.
Oh yeah, so Africa had its Special Achievement Awards, which honored people like producers, directors. Fatima Robinson was honored with an award. You know how phenomenal she is.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx and Tatari Turner got the Producers Award, and it was the first time we really saw Jamie Foxx really go up there and talk. And like he was very personable, talked to him for a couple minutes. And he just let everybody know, hey, I'm gonna talk about what happened with my health situation, but it's gonna be in the stand-up. And everybody, I mean, you see the icon that Jamie Foxx is, right? He's so multi-talented. It was great to see the joy back in him again, and we all just showed him love, and he was giving people their flowers while he was there, which was really cool to see as well. So I'm looking forward to the Jamie Foxx going back to stand up and
Yeah, that's
doing
gonna be
his
good.
doing his thing. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all waiting because I think the world is waiting for Jamie Foxx to actually say something. So the fact that he gave us a heads up, said, "Hey, I'm coming." It's going to be in a stand-up form, but I think we're all excited about that. So shout out to Nick Hamilton for capturing that, because that's not seen a lot online right now. So definitely shout out to you for capturing that. We are about to get into this conversation. Number one, Meek Mill said that he is addicted to social media. Do you think far more of us are addicted to social media than we choose to admit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been documented statistically how they've been doing random research about how, especially with kids and teenagers, how much they're addicted to social media, where they can't put their phones down. Like they literally have an addiction to that, and is what I think adults are just as guilty as far as just maintaining the fact that the first thing we do when we wake up is what? Pick up our phones.
Pick up the phone.
The last thing we do before we go to sleep, put down the phone.
Yeah, and I have to say this. It's not just picking it up for social media purposes. It's your emails. It's, your text messages, all of the things.
But what's the first thing we check? We check Instagram. We check Twitter.
Yeah,
we check TikTok.
Yeah.
We check YouTube. Like, we're trying to figure out what's going on.
What happened when
did
I
we
was
miss?
sleeping?
Right.
What happened when I was sleeping?
The little bit of sleep I got when I get the crust out my eye. What did I miss?
Yeah.
See who's this texting me and why.
You're right. Right, exactly. The thing about that is, I'll say for some people, it like us, we are in the entertainment business. We have to stay with our finger on the pulse, like what is going on, just to we have to stay abreast about certain things. There is a balance. I'm trying to find the balance, but I want to say that the reason I mentioned Meek Mill saying that he is addicted to social media. Do we have this clip for Meek Mill? Let's go ahead and play what he said.
Are you more on Instagram, Meek, because you have to be?
No, I'm addicted to that. Definitely. I'm waking up looking at that in the morning.
What do you like the most of it? Like memes, videos, what is it?
I just like seeing just the world, what's going on in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? We always contain to our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I like that it could give people reach to see what's going on in the world.
Okay. Well, at least he admitted it. Okay. Nick.
Robin.
We have platforms. You and I both have platforms. We utilize our platforms in different ways. Some people, like for me, although I'm in media, you really focus hard on what you do. Like you push media, right? Some other people, we all choose to use it however we want to use it. Someone like myself, I'll go on there and do all different kinds of things on my social media. I might dance one day. I might be at a brunch the next day, chilling with some friends, or I might just speak to the people on whatever was on my mind. Do you think that there is a duty, we have a responsibility to watch what we say, or do you feel like people can just say whatever it is that they want to say, because that is what the platforms are about, just your creativity and your expression.
I think we have a responsibility as those of us who are actually in media to be responsible about what we say. We can't be reckless, because we do, as you mentioned, we do have a platform. There are people that listen to us, especially you, Robin. You're one of the hardest working people in the game. Don't let anybody fool you. Robin knows a lot of people. Like, she's very well connected. And I see that, like you mentioned, like I watch her social media. I'm like, oh, damn, Robin's over here now. Like, she's talking to this person and that person. So you have people paying attention. So I think there's a level of responsibility that you have to have. But I think also, too, you still got to be you, because that's the authenticity that people want to see.
Absolutely.
You know, and you, like you said, you choose. Like, for me, I don't put any of my family on social media.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to keep my record clean.
I feel you on that. I feel.
You know, I want to keep my record clean. I don't want to put nobody. I don't want nobody putting no money in my books, because I know what I'm capable of doing. When you talk about my family, so to avoid all of that, you just keep it the way it's supposed to be.
Don't put your personal.
Right. If I want to put, like you said, you may see me at the beach. I may talk on a live or whatever, and that's fine. I don't care about that. But I think, like I said, I think there's a level of responsibility, and I think oftentimes people take the authenticity, quote unquote, and run with it, and they run out of bounds, and they so off kilter that they can't come back. And it becomes a problem, because now you're stirring, or as they say, hitting the hornet's nest, and it becomes out of control. Like, if you say something, make a statement, like Kanye's latest song, where he made a statement in his rap talking about get rid of the 13th Amendment. And it's like, whoa, wait a minute. There's that. Yeah, we know Kanye could be creative when he's on his medication, but there's a certain thing certain things you don't need to say,
right?
Because there are other people that are in favor, that want to see that situation to end, and those of us that don't want that situation to end, now it's going to make it harder for us to campaign against it. So
yeah, it makes sense.
I think there's a level of responsibility that we all should have, especially those of us that are in media or in entertainment or sports or whatever. I think sometimes people could just take it too far.
I'm glad that you say that, because I'm going to put myself on blast. The reason I'm doing this is I put out a video where I was just speaking freely about, you may have seen the video. I put out a video talking about Black dads showing up for a parent-teacher conference. And it was my own experience. And, you know, the video has since, it's garnered over 2 million views. It is literally gone viral. I mean, the first time that's ever happened to me, based off of something, my authentic self, my authentic opinion. I was not trying to knock anybody else. This is not to say anything about anybody else. I'm specifically talking about Black fathers who show up. And this is exactly what I said.
If a Black dad shows up at the parent-teacher conference with the mom, oh, it's a wrap. Oh, it's a wrap. From that point on, the teacher is going to put so much respect on that student's name. Because these teachers, most of them, not all of them, but most of these teachers expect that only the mom is involved in the kid's life, and that the Black dad is an absent dad. So the moment that the Black dad shows up at the parent-teacher conference, it's a wrap. Expect for your kid to be treated kindly. Expect for your kid to get extensions in their homework if they turn in things late. Expect for the teacher to put some respect on your kids' names, Black parents, when the Black dad shows up.
Okay.
Where's the lie?
Where is the lie? Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm a Black dad.
Thank you.
And
Speak
I'm a
on that.
single Black dad. No mother in the picture. Right? Mother ran off. God knows where. I took the responsibility of raising my son, and my son has lived with me since he was 3 years old. He's now 10 and a half. Okay? I'm an advocate for my son.
Yeah.
I don't see, unfortunately, I do see some, but I see more mothers or grandmothers or aunts or whoever. I don't see a lot of Black fathers, which is really, really disturbing.
Yeah.
When I go up there, I raise holy hell. I'm stone cold. Give me a damn bear. Give me a hell yeah. Because that's what I'm about to raise. Because when you, and again, I'm the kind of father that I'm not one of these parents that think my kid can do no wrong.
Sure.
That the system is against my kid.
Right.
Tune in on CBS. No. I'm one of those parents, like, if my kid is screwing up, I discipline him in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
I can't discipline him like when I got disciplined because I don't have autism. My son does.
Yeah.
So I have to approach it in a different way. And that's still a learning behavior for me, as a parent dealing with that. When he's getting reprimanded unlawfully by his teachers, I've given people a good cussing out.
Because you're
a few times. Matter of fact, my name reigns supreme in the Inglewood Unified School District in the district office because they know my name. Because I didn't went off on them because it's the second worst school district, but at the same time, I'm not allowing my son to get less than what my tax dollars have provided for some of these lazy ass teachers and administrators. Like, I'm not going for it. So when they see me roll up, and I'm not here to be Billy, badass and nothing like that. Like, I'm going to just wreck shop just because I'm trying to instill fear in people. No, it's a respect. Treat my son with respect, just like you would treat other kids with respect. And as long as we can do that, we're fine. And I have noticed certain times where I walk into office, it's like Suge walking in the room from the 90s at Death Row. You know what I mean? So I do see what you're saying as far as this the shock factor. Yeah. But then later it's like, oh yeah, he's a consistent. He's a dad. He ain't just a.
So there are thousands of men and thousands of women and teachers who have commented saying, you know what, I've seen this for myself. What it's saying basically, because I'm about to get to your comment, NWA. I'll get to your comment in a second. But what this statement, what it's saying is, historically speaking, a lot of Black fathers were not in the homes and a lot of Black fathers were not in the kids' lives. That's in the past. It's taken us a long time to get up to par where, Black dads are so much involved, way more so than what used to be the case. But a lot of Black fathers are involved. A lot of Black fathers are married to the mothers and they are showing up, right? But people still don't expect that from the Black community. They look at they're expecting to see the Black mom. They're expecting to see the mom, but it's more so like, oh, it's like, wow, when the dad shows up, it's like, oh, I'm so happy that you're here. Wow. I see you want to get to a comment. I have Chris Gunther on the line. I'm going to get to that in a second, but I want to say this. NWA says, what you said was self-serving and completely anti-Black male out of bounds, and Black women do that far too often. But there's a lot of that sort of rhetoric going on inside my comments because people are looking either too deeply into it or people are taking offense of saying, like, I'm not giving single Black women their props, single Black moms their props, or I'm taking away the respect that teachers give. So people are saying a lot of things. And Nick, I want to get to you in 1 second. Chris Gunther, let's get Chris Gunther on the line.
Yeah, let's get Chris, because I'm about to say something that's not favorable for FCC Airways right now.
What's up, Chris Gunther? Welcome to the Rob Report. What you got to say?
What's going on? Well, originally I was calling in just to show both of y'all some love because I'm fans of you both. You guys do an amazing job. And I just want to give y'all flowers where y'all can smell them because, Robin, you definitely deserve to go viral. Nick, you are doing an incredible job with Nightcast Media. And I just wanted to give y'all flowers and just show y'all some love. That's the reason why I was calling in.
Thank you,
But
sir.
if you want me to chime in on this conversation, I promise you I definitely will.
Okay, you got just about 30 seconds. What would you like to say?
This is what I like to say. When Black fathers are present, it makes the world a difference. Nick was 1,000,000% right in his comments, and anybody that has a disagreement with that should seriously reevaluate themselves and understand that what this man just said was all facts. That's all.
Okay. Thank
Appreciate
you very much.
Chris, man.
Thank you so much, Chris, for that compliment and for that for chiming in. Nick Hamilton, the microphone is yours, sir.
I don't know who NWA is. I have no idea, and I don't want to cast any aspersions upon that individual, what he or she is. Having said that, that sounds like some real simp energy. And I say that because Rob, if you can see, apparently the public school system has failed you tremendously when it comes to comprehension and understanding. Because if you listen to what Robin said, she did not denounce black men. She did not emasculate black men like some black women have a history of doing, but none of y'all say a damn thing about that. Y'all just keep quiet, tuck your tails, and hopefully everything will be all right and pray it away. But when somebody actually comes out to give black men props, not the way you think it should, but if you listen to the message instead of looking for fault, maybe, just maybe, you can take a hint and comprehend and maybe pick up a book of some sort, maybe a thesaurus or a dictionary that will help you navigate through the ways of understanding what Robin had to say. She was actually giving black dads props because the black male has been emasculated and devalued for so many decades and centuries. The fact the narrative has been pushed, even when I was growing up, in the time I was growing up in, you had black fathers, whether they were married or divorced. They just never pushed that narrative. The narrative was kick the black man out the home because welfare and the government was going to be the daddy of the home. And that's what it was. But they never pushed that. They still push the narrative now that, oh, it's a lot of black dads that don't want to be fathers. No, some of the time these trifling women out here, these females out here that don't want to let the man know that they have a responsibility. They want to keep it away from them, or they just a walking check to the kid, so they don't want to give that type of reverence to the man that wants to be in the kids' lives. So I know friends of mine that are divorced or just, hey, the relationship didn't work out, but they still are active in their children's lives because it means something to them.
Okay. Wow. See, and this isn't even really what the topic is about today. We are going to take ourselves a cool down, a breather. We have so much to talk about on the other side. I see NWA has responded. We're going to get to that right now. We've got news, traffic, and sports. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on The Rob Report.
More of The Rob Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. President Biden is expected to use his State of the Union address to highlight his administration's accomplishments on things like infrastructure. A preview of the speech says the president will outline how he's making the wealthy pay their fair share. He'll also push other policies that could pick up support from both sides of the aisle, like helping veterans and fighting cancer. Guests at the event before both houses of Congress will include family members of hostages being held by the Palestinian militant group Hamas, with more than a dozen invited by members from both parties. The mayor of New Orleans, LaToya Cantrell, is being evicted from a city-owned French Quarter apartment. It was 6 months ago that the city council passed an ordinance putting it up for rent. Cantrell, who is black, is refusing to hand over the keys. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Back in Long Beach, continue to watch for the right lane being blocked with an accident. On the 405 north up at 710, heavy traffic continues from Lakewood Boulevard up to 10 minutes. In Arcadia, a crash involving a broken fire hydrant has all lanes blocked through Santa Anita Avenue, northbound between Huntington Drive and Santa Clara Street. Use First Avenue as your alternate until further notice. Hit the brakes and watch for a slight bit of a slowdown from Sunset Boulevard up to 15 minutes in Sherman Oaks on the 101 north at Van Nuys Boulevard, as a stall is currently blocking the right lane. And in Anaheim, a 25-minute traffic jam still runs heavy for the night on the 91 East between Highway 57 and Gibson Canyon Road.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Clippers have no timetable for when Russell Westbrook might be able to return to the lineup. Westbrook was diagnosed with a fractured left hand. He was injured in Friday's game against Washington. The 16-year veteran had played in all 58 games this season leading up to Friday night. Westbrook has been a major factor in the Clippers' success. Off the bench, he was averaging 11.1 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. Top 5 women's college basketball teams in this week's AP poll: undefeated South Carolina, Stanford, Iowa, Ohio State, and USC. UCLA is 7th. USC will be the number 2 seed in the women's Pac-12 tournament in Vegas. The 3rd seed goes to UCLA. The tournament starts Thursday. Former USC quarterback Caleb Williams has not changed his mind about hiring an agent. Williams said he will enter the NFL draft without an agent. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough.
Have you fallen behind on your water and power bill? LADWP has made paying your past due bills even easier. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to get set monthly bills that include past due amounts. Or check out the special extended payment arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. Visit ladwp.com/cares and sign up today. That's ladwp.com/cares. Tips to help improve your credit score in 2024. Establishing credit is an important key to achieving financial health, but building a credit history from scratch can feel challenging since you need credit to build credit. First, what does it mean to build credit? All consumers have a score between 300 and 850. You want your score to be as high as possible as lenders look at your credit score to make loan and credit decisions. A good credit score shows you have a track record of borrowing money responsibly. Remember, it's never too late to build or rebuild your credit. This segment is sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase & Company.
LADWP is proud to partner with KBLA to share with you how to start the new year without bill worries. We're here to help if you're behind on your bill or need help staying current. Sign up anytime online for Level Pay to set predictable monthly payments throughout the year, including for past due amounts. You can also check out the special extended pay arrangements of up to 48 months to help pay down your bill. If you're a senior or income qualified, you may be eligible for Easy Save to receive discounts and also qualify for free and discounted energy and water saving devices. You can get up to $15,000 for past due water and or sewer bills and up to $3,000 for electric bills. But you gotta act fast, funding is limited. You can reduce your past due bills and kick off the year right, because here at LADWP, we're here to help. Visit ladwp.com/cares today and find out more.
Keeping you informed about what's really going on. Who's got next? And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey yo, be a father. If not, why bother, son? A boy can make them, but a man can raise one. If you did it, admit it, and stick with it. Don't say it ain't yours, cause all women are not whores. 90% represent a woman that is faithful. Ladies, can I hear it? When a girl gets pregnant, her man is gonna run around. Dissing her for 9 months when it's born, he wants to come around.
You are inside the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. It's going down, all right? It's going down, and it didn't even have to be. Listen, I did choose, if you're just joining us, welcome on in here. We are talking about the responsibility of social media and people who have a platform on social media. What is their responsibility? And they say things, and we say things, and I chose to put my own video on blast about something that I meant that was of good intention that many people took away and read through the lines and did not see and did not comprehend what was actually being said. And before on the other side, Nick Hamilton gave us a good amount of things that he wanted to say. You were talking about all kinds of things. You have read the comments and heard the comments of NWA.
Yeah.
Is there anything that because we got to move forward and talk about this Jess Hilarious situation. Tell me your thoughts.
I mean, apparently sodium levels are high right about now, because apparently people don't understand emotion versus passion. And I apologize that you don't have a man that is passionate and you don't understand what a man has authoritative figure. So, maybe I never had that. Maybe I don't understand that. And again, the public school system continues to prove it has failed you when it comes to comprehension. You want to read between the lines? If you can see these lines that I have next to this microphone, you can read between those lines. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Very good. By the way, I appreciate someone who was being honest over here in our poll when I said, are you addicted to social media like Meek Mill is? 82% of you said nah. 18% said that you are, in fact, and you're being honest about it. It's hard not to be. You got to keep up with. A lot of people don't have to; they just choose to. With that being said, if you are one of those people who picked up your phone to check out social media, then you also knew what Jess Hilarious was saying a few years ago, several years ago, before Chadwick Boseman had passed away. She made some comments online, but just to give a background, Jess Hilarious is a comedian. She's always been funny. She's always dragged people online. She's always joking around, and anybody could get it, right? Anybody could get it. I don't think she means any harm, but she says now she's reflecting on it, and she talks about her regret with it. Let's take a listen to it.
When you see that part of comedy be thrown back into people's faces during trauma, how much does that make you question the jokes you tell, or how do you deal with things like that?
So I've even had things that I regretted. Actually, I've only regretted one thing through my whole career. I remember, man, I was going through something. I was going to stop doing Jess with the Mess because all I do is riff on people. That's my thing. And I remember Chadwick Boseman had dropped a video shortly before he passed. And I thought he was training for a movie. I thought he was, some people really get into the roles that they, lose weight for a role or something like that, So I thought that he was getting ready for a role, man. And he had posted, he was telling people to stay inside, and I had said, like, man, you need to stay inside or something like that. It was a joke, and then because, of course, I didn't know anything about his cancer, anything like that. I riffed on him, not too crazy, but I just put him in Jess with the Mess. And everybody thought it was funny and cool, even myself, until he passed. And then I don't even care how people looked at me. How I looked at myself was crazy. I'm like, all right, okay. I never said, all right, I'm gonna put this comedian thing down. I'm gonna put comedy down. But I was like, all right, I gotta change the way I move. And for a minute, I didn't want to do Jess with the Mess no more, because you don't know what the hell people going through. You don't know, when you come at somebody's appearance, and just because I just looked at him as a great actor, so I'm like, yo, this really getting into whatever role he ready to get, and that wasn't the case that time. That wasn't the case this time, and it took me a minute to bounce back from that. I was struggling with my own thing, and then I went online and seen how I was receiving.
She was receiving a lot of hate from the comments that she made. Again, she was just being funny, and she has a segment called Jess with the Mess that she clowns everybody. In a situation like that, though, Nick, she has a platform. She's also in the business and the entertainment business. She does a certain kind of thing with her platform, though. Is someone like Jess with Jess Hilarious, is she wrong for making comments and joking about people when she obviously said she didn't know Chadwick was sick?
I mean, first of all, she's a comedian. That's what comics do.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't think she was doing it to be malicious. again, she explained, as you said, she didn't know. None of us knew.
Yeah.
And then this emotional outrage. Now, you were talking about emotional. This emotional outrage, they thought it was funny at the time until it wasn't. Now, all of a sudden, everybody want to wag their finger and stand on their soapboxes and look down on her. But you were probably the same ones that were laughing at the joke at the time that she disseminated the joke about Chadwick Boseman. And the fact that she could be reflective and say, you know what, I messed up, I made a mistake, I didn't know, but it still doesn't take away from the fact of what I caused. And to me, listen, we're human. We make mistakes. That's why, as the old folks say, that's why they put erasers on pencils, right? Like, you make mistakes. The problem is, I think people just don't know how to draw that line. They have common sense, as we saw with the comments of some of these people on your YouTube channel that don't display first team common sense. And I think people lack common sense, because you got to put everything in perspective, and people sometimes don't know how to compartmentalize certain things. Like, this thing goes over here, this is over here, this is over here. It's not so much black and white. It's not cut and dry.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with what she did. I applaud her for being a bigger person to admit publicly, like, hey, you know, I felt bad.
Yeah,
like,
and she regretted it. She actually regretted that. So I respect her for that. The one thing that I can't get over, I can't, you know, again, going back to the video that I posted, I've had several people come on and say, you're being irresponsible with your platform, you're being dangerous with your words, you know, you're pushing a narrative that isn't true. And then to say I'm being irresponsible, or when clearly I was just giving black dads props, and I'm not going to go over my meaning anymore. I'm not going to say, because I said what I said, and I absolutely still meant what I said, and as coming from personal experience. But in clearly thousands and thousands of other people had agreed with what I said. But regardless of that, though, Nick, I think the difficulty we're having is, as a society, is learning how to scroll on. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. And so, I mean, I do understand, though, that there is a large responsibility for people who have, like Kanye, you mentioned. I understand that, you know, Kanye, like, you shouldn't be saying he's reaching the masses. He's reaching millions of people and younger people and things like that. But what's the defining line there? Like, what does that look like?
I think it's different for everything. I think the problem is we try to paint everything with a broad brush instead of looking at it item for item and breaking it down. That's why I said earlier with you, I'm like, when have you ever been offensive? Like, I know I've been offensive, and you had to talk me off the ledge. I get that. That's fine. When I give a damn, you be the first to know. I tell that to anybody. But you're just reporting what you see, and you have a right to give your point of view, opinion. If you want to add facts to the matter to support your statements, whatever, you have that right. That's what conversationalists do. Yeah. Right? That's what we do. So don't get mad at us because you're not first team common sense. Don't get mad at us because you think something is emotional or something is this or that, and you can't take a joke when I said about I'm going to jail because I don't want to post that was a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It's not my fault you don't have a sense of humor.
Of course, yeah.
I'm not doing that. I have too much vested interest to put myself in a stupid position like that. But I am very private. But all in all, what you said about black dads, or, you know, when they show up and not show up, it was a valid statement. Now, everybody doesn't have to agree, and that's fine. The problem is when you start getting disagreeable and getting disrespectful. That's the problem. And people don't know how to not just leave, like you said, leave well enough alone. If it don't apply, let it fly. People have to get disrespectful because you're not with the go along, get along gang. And that's the problem. I have people disagree with me, and that's fine. We could be, and I disagree with them, but I'm respectful. I don't talk about them. I don't say, oh, you're this or you're that, and start name calling and all that other crap unless you come at me like that.
Right.
And I think that's the problem. We don't know how to have dialogue. We don't know how to say, you know what, we can agree to disagree. All right, Robin, I don't disagree with you. You want to go grab a drink after we finish this?
Exactly. Well, that's the whole point about it. Like, we don't have to unfollow each other. It doesn't have to become some big ordeal. It's just like, I disagree with what you said. I have my opinion on it, and then we can just leave it alone. But people just don't know how to do that. I'm very curious, actually, to open up the conversation that Andy, did you have a point that you wanted to make?
I think people can't dialogue because people are too emotionally attached to their beliefs. So if you disagree with one's beliefs, they take it as if it's an attack on them.
Yeah. And furthermore, and I love that point, furthermore, it's that their belief is the only one that's right.
It's law.
And it's law. And they refuse to depart with anything other than what they believe, not even realizing there could be another truth. And I think that is a major problem. We're not open-minded enough to have dialogue with one another, to be open enough to say, listen, I could have thought a certain way my entire life. You just said something that I'm actually open to receiving.
A lot of us are not emotionally intelligent to have dialogue. And we're not emotionally mature to have dialogue. That's where the emotion comes in. You have to be mature and be able to disconnect from your, like he said, the beliefs. It's almost like religion. It's like if you don't agree with this religion I'm doing, you're going to hell. You're lost. It's like, well, hold on, wait a minute. There's more than one way to get up the mountain. Why do I have to believe what you believe just to be accepted? Like, I don't care that much, and I'm sure you don't either, but I damn sure don't care. Like, if I'm going to speak something truthful, it's like you're going to speak something truthful, or you feel like it's a point of view, you have that right. And just like the person has a right to disagree with you.
Yeah.
I've never heard you say, oh, unless they got disrespectful. I've never heard you come across a listener or a person that typed in on the chat unless they got disrespectful.
Yeah. Andy?
And unfortunately, emotional intelligence is not anything that they teach in elementary, middle school, or high school. Like, you low-key got to go to college if you decide to go to college to even take a class on emotional intelligence. So that kind of sets humanity back because, you know what I'm saying? Especially as kids, all the stuff that we do.
You know, and on that note, my daughter Madison came home to me, and just the other day she was saying how one of their teachers is really going in on this entire topic about empathy. They're learning about empathy, and I just thought that was such a strong thing. That is so imperative to have empathy. That's a part of your emotional intelligence. And so to focus on that, I think is pretty dope. I appreciate that comment. Penny Thompson says, you have always shown grace to everyone. In your video, I only heard you giving those black dads their flowers. Totally appreciate that. When we come forward, I actually do want to break down the topic of what is our responsibility as those who are giving our voice and sharing our opinions online versus the listener. What part does the listener play? What do you have to say? And we're talking about some of it. We're like, okay, should you scroll on? Should you open yourself up to a conversation? What's y'all part to play? That's what we're going to discuss when we come forward. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, BB, and you're listening to me on The Rob Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're inside The Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Do you support public education? More than 38,000 educators at United Teachers Los Angeles do too. Together, we have fought for a better public education for our students and communities, and having you on our side has been essential in our fight for better public schools. Together, we will continue to work for public schools with green spaces, more mental health staff, smaller class sizes at every grade level, and a higher investment in the Black Student Achievement Plan. We are UTLA, and you make us stronger.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
1455 Frazee Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
If you say you care about the community, you have to also care about the climate. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we've got your black.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment through the arts. Tia Chucha Central Cultural is on a mission to transform community in the Northeast San Fernando Valley and beyond through ancestral knowledge, the arts, literacy, and creative engagement. The Northeast San Fernando Valley has a population of about 500,000, the size of the city of Oakland, yet it has no bookstores, art galleries, or full-fledged cultural spaces until Tia Chuchas opened its doors in 2001. Founded by renowned poet and activist Luis Rodriguez, Tia Chuchas Cultural Center provides a year-round free or low-cost arts and literacy bilingual intergenerational programming in mural painting, music, dance, writing, visual arts, healing art sessions, and healing talking circles. Activities also include Mexica, Aztec dance, indigenous cosmology, philosophy, and 2 weekly open mic nights, one in Spanish, the other in English. In addition, they host author readings, film screenings, and art exhibits. To express yourself, heal yourself, attend an event, or volunteer, please visit www.tiachucha.org. That's TIACHUCHA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news. You're inside the Rob Report. With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm expressing with my full capabilities, and now I'm living in correctional facilities. Cause some don't agree with how I do this. I get straight and meditate like a Buddhist. I'm dropping flavor, my behavior is hereditary, but my technique is very necessary. Blame it on Ice Cube, because he said it gets funky when you got a subject and a predicate. Add it on a dope beat, and it'll make you think. Some suckers just tickle me pink to my stomach, cause they don't flow like this one. You know what? I won't hesitate to diss one or two before I'm through, so don't try to sing this. Some drop science, well I'm dropping English, even if Yella makes it a cappella. I still express, yo, I don't smoke weed or sex. Cause it's more than give a brother brain damage, and brain damage on the mic don't manage nothing but making a sucker and you equal. Don't be another sequel.
All right, that is NWA, Express Yourself, and that's what we're doing today right here on the Rob Report.
That's
shout
the only
out.
NWA I recognize.
Shout out to NWA. Wow, that was a great throwback, by the way. Yeah, man, what a conversation we are having today about the responsibility of those who have platforms, speaking on platforms. I put myself on blast today. We had a discussion about it. Andy, do you want to give your opinion on any sort of negative thing you could see about the video, just so we can kind of tie a bow on this real quick?
I mean, I can see that it may insinuate that, generally speaking, that black fathers aren't involved. So I could see the flip side. I could see the negative outlook on that. But, you know,
yeah,
it depends on how your ears is working. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
you take the positive or you take the negative. But
I appreciate that. And you know what? I will say that that's one thing I haven't heard, actually. Out of all the comments I've read, and you know, I've seen a lot, I've not heard that it highlights black men not being involved. What I've heard is a lot of single mothers who say, well, what about us? You know, our kids don't get respect, our kids aren't treated kindly, and it has nothing to do with that whatsoever. It's just simply saying what experiences a lot of us have when the black father shows up, plain and simple. But NWA says y'all got jokes, which is pretty funny. We just thought we liked the song, and we like the song, and Express Yourself is a nice one. So we were talking about what the responsibility is of us, people who have a platform, and Nick graciously talked about the fact that, you know, we do have to watch what we say. We have to be responsible. At the same time, it is we should be able to speak freely and express our creative, you know, our expressions, right? We should be able to do that, especially when, and this is the problem that I was having, when you come at me and you talk about my platform and how it's dangerous or what I've said was dangerous, but you don't make any other remarks about the things that I've said that have pushed such a positive narrative in the community. I am nothing but positive and nothing but light. And if y'all followed me, and if you even listen to this show, you will see and you will listen and hear that everything that comes out of my mouth is really pushing for the good and the betterment of us, Black men for sure, Black women for sure. I'm always pushing us. So I don't like it when anybody has anything negative to say about one thing. I'm like, well, you take a look at the whole totality of it. Nick, we got about a minute left. I'm gonna give you your lasting statements or whatever you want to say regarding this topic.
I think you said it all. You can drop the mic. I appreciate you having me on. It's always a pleasure. You spoke truth. And some people just can't handle the truth. And some people can't deal with it. So you spoke truth. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Thank you again. And thank y'all for participating in the chat. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely. Thank y'all for engaging in the chat. We appreciate you for that always. If it's negative, that's fine. If it's positive, that's fine. I just want to have engagement and conversation around it because that's how we keep this thing going. That's how we push our community forward, is to have it should be constructive, though. It should be constructive. Any type of conversation, even if you have something negative to say, well, back it up with a solution. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, you guys, make sure that you like our video. Make sure that you're sharing. You'll probably see a clip of this on social media at some point because it definitely got a little bit heated. I appreciate all of you guys so much. You already know that the voice of reason, Zoe Williams, he's coming up next after me. He's going to have a fire show because he always does. That's how he gets down. I appreciate you all so very much. We are right back at it tomorrow. I'm your host, Robin Ayers. And remember, today and every single day forward, be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Congressional leaders are releasing the language of a